How's it going? My name is Devin McNutt, and the name of the document I chose is Communication Problems and Language Barriers Between Foreign Inmates and Prison Officers. The purpose and significance of this study is to explain the strategies of communication used by foreign prisoners toward the prison guards due to a language barrier by using the accommodation theory. Key concepts from the study were foreign inmates, stereotypes, prison, isolation, discrimination, intercultural communication, Norwegian, and the communication accommodation theory. It seemed that the literature was pretty extensive and that the authors did indeed position some of their research among research published before theirs, along with scholarly sources. The variables studied in this were Norwegian prisoners and prison guards and how they reacted with each other. Due to stereotypes, there was a lot of misinterpretation when it came to speaking to one another. The research that was used was semi-structured interviews of 19 different inmates, where the inmates were encouraged to recall multiple incidents where aggression occurred due to the lack of communication. The study findings were that inmates' communication with prison guards were due to social and cultural differences, emotional and psychological burdens, and withdrawal from others. It was said that the negative prejudices had an impact on the intercultural communication, along with the language barriers, creating stressful communication problems. Isolation ended up being a huge problem too, as some of the prisoners were allowed to have visitors more often than others, or some prisoners were put into solitary confinement for what seemed to be no reason. As far as the conclusion, the study showed that prison guards had poor intercultural communication towards the foreign prisoners and that the prisoners were not treated equal. The study showed that a language barrier will lead to prejudices and stereotypes, which then will lead to isolation of inmates in order to stay sane or feel safe. But it actually led to poor health and the inmates not being able to regather themselves upon release and restart their lifestyle. The study was overall put together pretty well, explaining details of why the communication was bad between the guards and prisoners, also explaining what things such as isolation did to prisoners over time. The study was also detailed with the quotes from certain prisoners throughout the article. A weakness in the study is that not all people were anonymous when it came to the tape recordings, so that could have played an effect in the prison. Another effect due to how they're being treated. A study suggested for further research would be the selection of prison guards. The reason behind that is to see how they were chosen and what criteria needs to be met in order for them to be hired, such as being bilingual or mental examinations, so that you can make sure that you have the right type of prison guards.